In recent times, after this whole Operation Sindhu, there has been a lot of this discussion about, a lot of scaremongering and fear mongering that, Pakistanis have nukes and they will use it. You think they will not use it? Even senior politicians in India, they are talking about, oh, Pakistanis are not wearing chudiya. Pakistani chudiya pant, like bangles. Bangles, in India, the women wear bangles. So yes, Pakistanis are not wearing bangles. They will use the nukes. First of all, Pakistan's entire nuclear program is focused entirely on India, like this mentioned in their own press briefing. But it is not for attacking India. No, it is to blackmail the world. It is to blackmail the world so that India doesn't attack Pakistan. Because if India attacked Pakistan, you saw what happened in Operation Sindhu, we would have destroyed them, or we would have turned that entire land of Pakistan into a waste. Okay. So Pakistan's nuclear weapon is just there to create regional tension. Because everything that Pakistan blames India of, try and understand that they think of us that way because they are themselves like that. They are scaremongering, fear-mongering, inbred fucking sons of. Yeah, so this was shared by Alpha Defense. Please follow them. They, post some amazing threads. So this is an excerpt of a lecture given by Captain Shiv Kumar, who is the defense attaché at the Indian Embassy in Jakarta. So this was in Indonesia. So he says that if there's a nuclear attack on India by Pakistan, it is very clear that our, as in India's policy, is that Pakistan will not exist, or rather, Pakistan will cease to exist. So let's just quickly have a look at the video.
Now, this is a very important question, and this is part of my terms of reference of how does India manage the nuclear environment? Because we both are nuclear powers, and people get worried that something very bad can happen in the Indian subcontinent. So how did India manage, and how India is going to manage the nuclear environment from now onwards? So India has a very clear no first use policy. It is a public document, which means India will never use nuclear weapons as the first choice and will never use against a non-nuclear state. It will only use against a nuclear state who has attacked India using nuclear weapons. And we have credible deterrence. We have land-based, air-based, ship-based, underwater-based. We have nuclear submarine, ballistic submarines. So we have SSBN. So our deterrence is credible. So they will, and India is very huge. We have Agni missiles, the range is 5,000 plus kilometers. So both, all the adversaries are in the range, and our nuclear submarine can go wherever. It's nuclear submarine, it is not restricted with endurance. It can be underwater for 6 months and more. So these are all credible difference. And the policy also says the retaliation will be massive. So in case of a nuclear attack on India, retaliation will be extraordinarily high. So this is our stated policy. No.
See, I have to agree with this. Our retaliation has to be high because we are not going to tolerate blackmailing through terrorism anymore. Terrorism or through, nuclear fear of nuclear action anymore. No. So when you send terrorists, when Pakistan sends terrorists over to India and kills 26 innocent Hindus in Pahalgam, we will get into your country and we will fuck you up like we did this time. And we will do worse in the future. Imagine we did all of this just to avenge the death of 26 Hindus. If you guys attack us with nuclear weapons, you cannot even imagine in your wildest dreams the kind of destruction that will rain down upon you guys. You bloody Pakistanis, you have no idea what we are or what we are capable of. We know what you guys are capable of. You're all inbred hicks. You guys all talk too much. You're all bark and no bite. That's what Pakistanis are.
First use, we will not attack using nuclear weapons ever as the first choice. We will never attack a state who doesn't have nuclear weapons. But if we are attacked, this will be the response. Pakistan has first use policy, is the reverse. They have first use, that we will use first in case of certain red lines. Those red lines are very ambiguous. So they have a strategic ambiguity. So why they use first is open, it is subjective. So somebody may feel because of financial or stability, instability, political instability, military failure, or whatever, they can use. Okay, next.
You know, if you look very carefully at the Indian policy, at our policy, we also have strategic ambiguity because what did this gentleman just say? That we will not attack unless we have been attacked first, right? We have no first use policy. So if you attack us with nuclear weapons, if it's a nuclear attack that you commit on us, then we will use. So the ambiguity lies in the fact that what will we see as a nuclear threat? Like, will it be the actual detonation of a nuclear device? Or will it be the heightened state of alertness of, or if we see massive movement of the enemy nuclear forces, in this case, Pakistan? So if we see that, will that be considered a nuclear threat? Or could it simply be that if you fire a nuclear capable missile at us, an ICBM, let's say it doesn't have any warhead, will we consider that as a nuclear threat? What will be considered as a nuclear threat? And also, because of Operation Sindhu, now we know that our air defense capabilities are intense. In fact, there were reports that a ICBM, that a Pakistani missile, that Shaheen or Gauri, whichever missile it was, that was shot down by India. So, what will be what will be considered as a credible nuclear threat? So that ambiguity is there even on our side. So that's our strategic ambiguity, what we will define as a nuclear threat.
Will Pakistan use nuclear weapons? So if it uses, it will be mostly towards India. So this has been a question which has been asked time and again to many of the in think tanks and Indian strategic leadership and all that. So our assessment is next. Never. Pakistan will never
Never.
use the nuclear weapon against India. Why? Next. Because it will cease to exist. So a very small terrorist incident has led such a big damage on Pakistan. If there's a nuclear attack on India, it is very clear our policy is that
Will
Pakistan will not
destroy
exist.
Pakistan. There will be
So
not a
we feel
single person
that
alive
this
in Pakistan.
threshold they will never reach. However, they will use it. That we have nuclear weapon, don't do this, or we will use it. But
Clear
I
blackmailing,
feel
basically.
it cannot be done, and it is seen clearly. That is why after all those air bases, their air defenses were destroyed. They called up Indian DGMO and
Yes.
asked for ceasefire. They didn't fire nuclear weapons because they were getting defeated. Next.
So see, that's the point I was trying to make. They are not going to, they will never use nukes because they know Pakistanis might be inbred sons of whores, but they are not stupid. They know if they use nukes, first thing is UK will abandon them. Sorry, US will abandon them. Also UK is also a Pakistani. Now it seems like UK has become a satellite state of Pakistan. So anyway, UK, US, the West basically, they will abandon them. They will abandon them. Only country that will stand with them is probably Turkey. So we will talk about Turkey in a different video. Point is, Pakistanis are not going to use nukes. They will never do that. I personally feel that India should start developing a system uh, which detects nuclear attack during its boost phase. Uh, like what USA has or Russia has, so that we can detect whenever there's a, I don't know, maybe we have it. I'm not sure because all of these things are not discussed openly, and neither they should be discussed openly. Okay, military uh, development that happens that should be kept within the military. There are some things that should be left unsaid. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, if we can intercept all these missiles, then I think we have some kind of, ICBM for that. Forgetting the name of that. Yeah, this one. DRDO's AAD, Ashwin Ballistic Missile Interceptor. So this is for intercepting, ICBMs. So yeah, we do have that capability, and I mean, I don't think it has been used yet, but it's an Indian product. Obviously, it works really well. It's not Chinese. By the way, speaking of Chinese, see, this is another, you know, hilarious thing about Pakistan's nuclear might. Pakistan has missiles. Pakistan has nuclear missiles, but they do not have satellite guided navigation system of their own, right? Even during this time in Operation Sindoor, whatever missiles they were firing at us, the navigation system that they used was through China, right? They used China's Beidou satellite. So imagine this is so fucked up. Pakistan is a country which cannot fire a nuke without the help of China, and they are dreaming of destroying us. Oh, silly. So this is another slide from Captain Shiv Kumar's speech. So let's have a look at it. So it says key takeaways. The new normal. This is the new normal for India, guys. Zero tolerance for terror. An act of terror is an act of war. If you attack us with proxies, no more are we going to see them as proxies. Even if we use proxies, we will attack you. You meaning the Pakistanis, because they are the ones who create all of these nonsense. Nuclear saber rattling, right? Like I said, yeah, not an inhibiting factor anymore. Enough of the blackmail. We are not falling for that crap anymore. State support to terror infrastructure, unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Zero tolerance for terror. India's military strike clear signal. No inch of Pakistan beyond reach. Hmm. India's response, multidimensional, not limited to military action. Yeah, not limited to military action. We will use military, we will use Air Force, we'll use our Navy. Remember this, Pakistanis, if you're listening. This time around, the Indian Navy didn't even enter the picture. They were asked to stand down. Okay. Otherwise, your Karachi port would have been underwater right now. Atmanirbhar weapons platforms, proven battle efficacy. See, this is another thing now. All the nonsense that we saw, all the propaganda against uh, Indian weapons. Indian weapons have proved themselves. We have proven ourselves. And Chinese weapon has also proven that they are absolute garbage. Turkish drones, absolute garbage. Yes, Azerbaijan can use Turkish drones to kill Armenians, but Pakistanis cannot do that with us. Which is why the Turkish are also pissed off now. And that's why you'll see it's the Turkish government handles and Turkish handles actually who are spreading this news that, oh, Indian weapons are not good, they are substandard and this and that. If they are that substandard, why is Armenia and Greece buying weapons from us? Seriously, Turkey is another country that will have to pay for the damages that they have caused around the world, not only to our country, but also elsewhere. Anyway, what happens in the future, we don't know. Let's just be optimistic that good sense will prevail. So let's end with a quote by Prime Minister Modi, who says that today's era is not of war, but not of terrorism either. Remember that, Pakistanis. Remember that. Never forget that.